Beginning, it was quite selfish. I wanted just to travel and collect stories, and I'm a multimedia producer, so to tell people how people live in other places, other countries. So once I started to be more involved and I found more information about the oil crisis, I was like, wow, we're running out of the oil. It's very difficult to imagine how the world will function if there is no more oil. So I was like, okay, this is very nice alternative. So we can all use vegetable oil, and the world is saved, and we can live happily ever after. But then I got more into the issues, so I find out, well, probably not, because we just use so much, and if we grow so much oil, we create more problems so it will not help either. So I said, well, okay, so this is not. So, and with this, of course, you get into the global warming. Of course, I saw the Al Gore movie, and I started to do some research. So started to look on the internet, and at that time I was like a year ago. Okay, I see around, and I'm aware of. I see there we have problems, and it's completely crazy the way our society is functioning in terms of the balance of the nature. I became vegetarian 15 years ago, just feeling that it's much better for me. But at the same time, I see that eating meat, it's such a energetic, it's such a waste of energy. It's the recent study, which was just published last month in July by Japanese scientists. It clearly says that if you for production of 1 kilo of meat, it's the same like 100-watt light bulb for 24 days. So it's I don't know, it's what, 12 kilowatts, or it's enormous amounts of energy, and it's the same in terms of the greenhouse gases as if you drive 250 kilometers. So I was trying to really understand what is happening, so I look into the scientific reports. I went on the internet. It's very easy to find all the information. It takes a little time to understand, and so now it's actually very clear for me that yes, we as humans are causing, by our activity, by burning fossil fuels, we are causing the global warming. Of course, then you find out what the consequences will be in terms of the weather pattern changes, which that's something which started to concern me more. So right now, I'm not really into promoting vegetable oil only. To me, it's a nice kind of traveling around and having my mobile cinema, and actually using this as a kind of a medium, as a tool, as a story to talk about the real issues. The real issues are, we have a problem, and the problem is we are using too much energy. And the energy we use, it's not very clean. It causes, it changes the weather, it makes the Earth temperature rises, which affects many aspects of life. And so I'm actually more interested to talking to people to kind of explain and help them understand what is really happening and what are the options, what me, you, or anybody else, what can we do to make sure that our kids in 50 years still can have a normal life and not be worried about water, not be worried about tornadoes, not be worried about floods, which my city was flooded 5 years ago completely. So this is something I see we have to do something. The scientists, they tell us very clearly we have less than 10 years to act. That means to cut down the CO2 levels. So it's clear, but I just look around and I see no activity. My president, Václav Klaus, who is an economist, at the same time the Inconvenient Truth book was published in Czech Republic in May. He published another book saying not a green, there is no green planet, it's a blue planet. where his thinking is, and I'm afraid this is how the most of the economic people think, that the free economy will solve everything, that the free market, the capitalism kind of driven system will make, they will just do something so the problems will be solved. I don't think so, because they are driven by the facts of creating as much profit as possible.